Welcome to Weekended. But before you go and relax this weekend or head to a comics event, let's get you in to know of all the comics news that came over the Comics News Wire this week, that turned heads and comics pages in this comic book industry. And now, to our anchors to give you the news you need to know.
Mr. Anderson is the unboxable advocating creator known as the devilish comics creator who will tempt you with his devilish tales. He creates books about fetish, monsters, and more, and offers free spanks and hugs. He also teaches morals with farts. Check out the Comics Devil by going to MrAnderson.com.
How's everyone doing today? I hope it's good. We're right before Memorial Day, believe it or not. Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. That's right. Pretty exciting stuff, right? We made it here. We can party. We're at a point where things are opening up. Things are looking good. We're all happy. I hope we're all happy. I hope everyone joining me today is happy. Some news for you guys to know. We will be moving this program actually into the evening slots on Thursday. This has to do with consideration for the fact that there are going to be comic conventions on a regular basis now on Fridays during the day. We're going to go to the evening hours on Thursday. That might cut into some four-day shows, but I mean, the show's called Weekended. I can't exactly do it on a Wednesday, right? So we're going to wind up doing it that way, and we're going to bring you guys all the information that you need to know about comic books. We're pretty excited about it, so we're excited to see you join us on Thursdays. C's going to be taking a little bit of time off. He had a schedule change at work, so he will not be joining us for a little while. He told me that he would be back as soon as he figures out the scheduling of his work. We're also going to be adding, now that it's coming to Thursday, and you guys have seen this once or twice before, we're going to be adding to this program the forecast. That's right. You guys are going to be getting the forecast on a more normal basis now. I'm pretty excited about that. You know, I can't wait to bring you guys all the stuff that you need to see and know. So I'm pretty excited. One of the things that we're going to want to do, of course, is play just to be careful, we're going to play our warning and disclaimer right now. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. So yeah, we're gonna move again Thursdays, 9 p.m. We're gonna go to the 9 p.m. slot. For now we'll keep back our pause at 8. We're gonna go to 9 o'clock on Thursdays. The reason that I can do Thursdays at 9 is generally Jax has a very busy day on Thursday. So he's passed out around 9:30. So if I get him all ready for bed, put him in bed, he'll be asleep while we're doing the show. My voice, I think, actually helps him go to sleep. So we're going to be doing all this fantastic stuff. Here is our map, which every week we'll get into it. You guys can see just at the top of the program, we're going to tell you there's something going on in Pennsylvania, something going on in Florida, something going on in Australia that we're currently covering and paying attention to. We're going to be telling you where Andrea is, where Thom is, where Antonius is, and where Sean is at the end of the program. So stay tuned. We'll do the forecast at the end of our program. Once again, this will stay a 1-hour program, so keep that in mind. We're going to be doing a strict 1 hour. I'm also going to be playing a couple of videos, so if you guys want us to play your videos, by all means, videos like this, which is actually the printer for anyone who got the Continuum books in the last 2 weeks. We sent all the rewards out for anyone who filled out a survey. Here they are. Now, I just quickly want to address something that was brought to my attention, and I'm going to make a quick comment about it, and then we're going to move on with our day. Someone had asked me about the situation over the current Kickstarter for the Continuum. Here is my answer to what people have been answering. 118 people backed the books. 118 people will be sent rewards. The only reason a couple people haven't gotten rewards is because they haven't filled out the survey. No matter what you hear on social media, not whether you've heard a rumor about someone trying to stop 118 people from getting what they backed, here's the reality. Continuum Comics not once faltered in our goal to satisfy and to reward our backers on Kickstarter. The reality is, no, we have not received any funds to this date. Yes, someone has gone out of their way to make a decision for 118 people and decide and sabotage what we had going on. I won't talk about it more. I'm going to leave it like that because they wanted to make it public. But here's the deal. They want energy from me, and they're not going to get it. All that matters to us as Continuum is that you've got your books. We lived up to our commitment. We found a way to make it happen. And that's just a credit to everyone involved with that first Continuum book. And that energy is going to continue to expand. As you're going to see today, the Continuum is expanding as a comic book company and all the exciting things. So despite the rumors that you've heard or people have tried to spread, the reality speaks louder. We sent out the books. We lived up to our promises. The people spreading the rumors, you should be asking them what about the rumors they're hearing. Did those people live up to their word, their promises, and what they said they were going to do? I think that's where you'll find the truth, and I'll leave it at that. All right, we're going to get into more important news, and that's we're in the wrong one. This is the forecast. Sorry. When I switched over, we moved over. So here we go. Let's quickly, for some reason, I'm in the wrong place, aren't I? All right, I'm going to play a quick video for you guys. Here, check this out.
Comics are awesome.
Yes, they are. All right. So here we go. Every week, make sure that you're staying in to know. We have an entire section of news. And hello, Mike. Welcome to the show. And he said it's a good, solid book. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Everyone involved put a lot of energy and a lot of heart into the Continuum. And we're going to be making announcements about it all day today. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right. So staying into the know. What does that mean? Well, we can't give you everything that's happened in the industry, even if we're just limiting it to 1 week. I give you the best headlines I can give you for what we're doing. And that's it. It's the end of the day. So when we have overspill, we separate into two areas: market watch and in to know. In to know are things like information from the history, things that you would want to know, things that are informational by nature, as opposed to market watch, which is a direct thing that affects our comic book industry market. So that is the difference between those two. You should definitely be checking out those threads because, like I said, not everything winds up in the same place. And we want you guys to be as informed as possible. So please check that out. Please send us videos if you guys have videos. We're going to try to start playing videos during the news as well. So we have a whole new system that we're going to be bringing to you guys in the next couple of weeks, including interviews. We will be starting up the interviews again. People have begun to ask me to do interviews again. So I'm going to help some people out. We'll bring them onto this show. It'll stay an hour. We'll bring them in for like a 20-minute segment, and you guys will have that. So here's some of the big news that's coming from the Continuum in a whole thread. We're going to cover most of it today, but we're also launching a Kickstarter in June. I won't tell you the exact date because we haven't exactly figured it out. Second or third week, we will be on Kickstarter with what is the Continuum Presents, the first issue of this. Every Continuum Presents will have a theme. So as opposed to the Continuum, which will be just like it's supposed to be, pilots of different comic book franchises, and coming in 2022, we will be giving you guys serialized stories throughout the year. We're gonna see which stories get picked up to be serialized. So check that out. And Heroics is our first one out of the gate. It's an exploration of classic heroics through modern tales told by diverse creators. I'm super excited of what's going on in there. I know everything that's going on. I know the creators that are going in. There's such an amazing bunch of creators. It is going to be a book that will live up to its predecessor in quality and in energy and in heart. So I'm proud. And this will be a first issue for the Continuum Presents. So stay tuned for that. Now, I'm going to let you all in a little secret. I said we're going to do 100 continuums. This will count towards the 100 continuums. So while this will be the first issue of the Continuum Presents, I'm going to do something called, and comic book fans will know what I'm talking about right now, legacy numbering. So what that means is that we'll have the legacy number for every continuum as it comes in order. So the first continuum we dropped, Enter the Continuum, which will be known from now on as just the Continuum, will be issue 1. It will also be its first issue, and then the second continuum will be that. However, when we get to the second continuum, its legacy number will be legacy number 3. The reason for that is that this will be the second technical legacy continuum, despite being a first issue. Just one of those things, because I said in 10 years we'll have 100 issues, and this is part of getting us to that goal. And Mike says he'll be back in June. We can't wait to see you come back, because I love what you do with the books, and I love your feedback. We have to catch up. It's been a minute. Speaking of catching up and seeing old friends return, Milestone Comics, 10 reasons to be excited for the return. I'm sure we can get more than 10. This is amazing. They're going to revive the Dakota-verse, and there's plenty of reasons to get excited about it. Some great creators brought that together. There we have a story from local EMS superheroes honored in the Vitals comic book series. This is presented by AHN, which is a health network, if I remember correctly. And this is pretty cool because they teamed up. Yes, it is. It's a health network. It's the Allergan comic network, and they teamed up with Marvel. I thought that was kind of cool. Dwayne the Showtime Robinson gives us a video now. This is for 2 presidents of hell, Pagan and Exenwine. That's my best guess. Bring pain and destruction and salvation. Number 1, Prince coming soon. We're looking forward to that Showtime. The Flash. There was a Bruce Wayne. Well, you have to go to comicbook.com to see what it was. But there's definitely some hints that Bruce Wayne is going to be in the Flash movie. It's worth the check out. And speaking of things to check out in the near future, Planet Comic-Con, Kansas City, August 20th to the 22nd is happening. And our good friend Jason Everett will be there. Mark your calendars if you're around the Kansas City area. Make sure you check out our friend Jason Everett. We'll make sure to get him on the Comic-Con forecast when we get more information for it. Some sad news. David A. Kraft, iconic Defenders writer, comics journalist, has passed away. This is never good news when we see a creator pass away. And, of course, we were for the awards show last year, and we'll continue to do it. We're going to wind up doing the basic in memoriam section, which is a hard part of the awards, but such an important one. So we're pretty obligated, I would say, because they deserve to be recognized, no matter what level of a creator they are. Whether they're most well-known or they're just someone who created comics, we will cover it. And, of course, here's the Continuum Expands. So check it out. In this thread, if you guys want to keep up on the know, we have a mailing list. It starts now. Sign up today. Someone asked me how we're going to pull off all the plans that we have. Well, you're going to have to be part of the mailing list. I mean, today is our last day on Friday, so I'm a little underdressed because it is Casual Friday, and I have Rick and Morty, and I'll tell you, there's a reason for Rick and Morty right now, but you're going to have to wait a few minutes to see that. But as the Continuum is expanding, you're going to want to stay in the newsletters. You're going to want to become a fan. Maybe find a way that we can get some T-shirts out there for you. Who knows what we're going to be doing, unless you're on the news list. And you want to be that. Get our newsletter. Well, we're only going to send out one newsletter a month, and we'll send out an announcement of Kickstarters or crowdfunding events going live. That is our commitment to you, so you will not get spammed by us. All right, moving on to comic book preview or review, The Many Deaths of Lela Starr by FlickeringMyth.com. excuse me, check out this book and see what's going on. And seeing what's going on happens in the shadows of ourselves. And that's going to be brought to us by our good friend, Art Book by J.R. Mounts. I've seen these shadows from the beginning when it started. It's amazing. He's done a great job. I can't wait to back this. And the pre-launch is right here. It's in our weekended thread. Make sure that you're signing up for it today. If you got some spare change, get it out, because the rare Superman comics are going to be auctioned off this June. So bring your piggy bank. You're going to have to break it to own these, but we'll cover that when we see more about it. And this is from Superman homepage. I didn't know Superman had a homepage. Again, we're going to keep talking about this because everyone asks me how I have all the time I have to do things. I don't have any more time than any other human being. We all get 24 hours in a day. The difference is, instead of being on my phone watching Netflix, I climb in the back of a rental car that I have, a Ford Escape, and I start typing and writing and answering emails. Make time. Get it done. No excuses. But when you do need to take time off and take a break, here's something cool. Lego ideas for your friendly neighborhood comic book hero. It's a contest. So Lego has kicked off a new Spider-Man comic book contest over at Lego Ideas, and there's some amazing prizes to be won. Check it out. Maybe you can have your idea featured. This is brought to us by thebrickfan.com. First time on the show. And make sure that you're subscribing to the Comics Newswire on Twitter. When I'm updating this, it's randomly throughout the day. It's when I have time. Again, make time when you have time. I could be in my bed, my back could be hurting, and I'm adding stories to Twitter. It's that easy. Or I could be out and about in my day, having a lunch, and I see a story, and I send it out in the Twitter feed. This is the way to keep up in the know with everything that's going on. The Comics Newswire brings you the comic book preview for Marvel's Reptile 1. I want to actually get this book. It looks fun. He's getting his own new series, and that's going to be showing up, and you guys can get it. And speaking of things showing up, this is from Dustin. He was on the show the other night, and he has a Kickstarter that's pretty amazing. As a matter of fact, we'll quickly switch over to our backer pause section. I'm going to give you just a taste because he's ending this weekend on Sunday. So this is Greed. Check it out right now. Oh, that's right. I removed the video from here. I meant to put it in the newsroom. All right, so it's a little embarrassing right now that we don't have the video ready for you guys. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go over to the Kickstarter itself, and we'll play the video. Here you go. Make sure to check out Greed, What Bumps in the Night. What are a 10-year-old boy and his monster under the bed to do in the middle of a war between gods and monsters? This ends Sunday, May 23rd at 7:54 Eastern Time, so definitely check it out. Captain Marvel #2. The Marvel titles have been announced. What will they be called? Well, you're going to have to check this link out at comicbook.com to find out what's in the next phase for the MCU. Left or right? What do you guys like? Which one is the better one? Let me know on my actual page, as this is going to be something that we just show to celebrate the idea that we rise together as creators and fans. It's time to stop putting people down. Even in drama, notice today how professional I handled it. Not calling names out, not pointing fingers, and I'm not trying to tell anything but the truth. We have to get to a point where we stop putting each other down and help each other rise up. If someone's not your flavor, if someone's not someone you believe in, if someone has done you wrong, let's be honest. A lot of times it's not going to get fixed by you saying something on social media. Take the loss. See them for who they are and move on and rise up beyond it. Mike James says, Blue, but set it on your page too. I did catch that, actually. Thank you. And I like doing this where I see two different visions. I wanted to do the blue one, but I kind of like the white one too. So I wanted to see what you guys think, because I'm on this journey with all of you, and I want you to come with me, and I want you to be part of the journey. And that's why I do things like this, because I love hearing your feedback. All right, so here we go. We've got more news. MODOK, and I think I'm saying that wrong, MODOK star Patton Oswalt explains why he'd prefer what? You're going to have to find out more. ComicBook.com. Exciting news for Chuck's Shop Talk. He's in his 26th episode. That's right. So many shows never get to be into 20s, 30s, 40s, but Chuck has kept going. A weekly show. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. is the place to be, or 10 p.m. at 10 p.m. I'm sorry. I can't tell if it's 10 p.m. his time or 9 p.m. because he's 1 hour away from me, and sometimes it gets tricky. I know it's on Tuesday nights, so I am saying it right. Thank you, Aggressively Relaxing. I don't always know these words, so I appreciate that. Yeah, but Chuck Shop's Talk, big one here. CB Zane. CB Zane, I've worked with him. He's a professional. CB Zane is an amazing artist. Tom Hutchinson, Big Dog Inc. Wes Hartman's going to be on it. So 25 episodes down. Another one in the thing. I'm so proud of Chuck. I've been trying to get him to do a show for 2 years. I'm so happy that he's done it. Here we go. This is part of it. If you have poetry, flash fiction, comic strips, submissions now open. Now, here's the deal. Don't send me everything. Don't send me anything in your hard drive. If you send me something that's not ready, if it's not professional, if it's not your best, I'm going to see it as you just not understanding not to waste my time. To not put it meanly, but that's the reality. If you're sending me 10 stories, that means you really didn't look through those 10 stories. And I'm going to have a tendency to probably start off aggravated. Don't do that. Pick your best work. What is your best? Let something identify you as who you are and get out there and share it. You know, like too often people make the mistake that they think they just got to throw as much out there as they possibly can. It's not a race to get everything that you've ever created out. What it is it's a marathon, and a marathon requires patience and skill. Put out your best foot first. So a couple people were asking me, oh, can I send you, how many can I send you? Send me your best. Start with one. Let's go from there. Here it is. Rick and Morty addresses the status of what? There may be a bigger Rick and Morty fan on the planet Earth than Kanye West? What? You're going to have to go check out comicbook.com to find out what's going on with Rick and Morty, found on the Comics Newswire and Twitter. And don't forget that I teach morals with farts. You can still have this ordered from your local comic book shop using January code JAN22211-523, I should say, and get your copy of Cat Dead and Supermom. I'm told that at the Collective, they're close to actually selling out. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be trying to go to as many stores as I can, helping them sell copies, getting them copies, because comics in kids' hands matter, and you're going to see how much it matters to me in just a few minutes. But this blew my heart away. This actually feels like something I've done. This dad and his son with autism co-created a superhero comic book. I always say that the Jax story, he's kind of a co-creator. Jax will, because it's inspired by Jax. Jax made me not only a better creator, but a better human, and I'm always striving to be the best dad I can be. So this is amazing from a dad who cares about his son to another. I am impressed by what you did. This is because of themwecan.com. Blown away by this story. Thought it was beautiful. Led Bride Show. My hat goes off to you. Keep being a great dad. Look at that smile. That says it all. Chuck had guard duty. What? Wait, no. It was join Chuck and Eric as they discussed the latest chapter of the Chronicles of Essence Guard, a spinoff to Essence House. So check it out now. I think it's available on many streaming sites. Go to Chuck's page or right there in that link and just click it. You'll find out more. All right, interview with Bulletproof Comics owner Hank Kwan on how he kept his store running during the 2020. Man, this is a good article just to understand that people, the spirit of humanity and not giving up. You know, when you face adversity, the last thing you want to do is pack your bags and go home. Find a way to succeed. From our friends, and that, by the way, that was brought to us by comicsbeat.com. the unbelievable unteens. Check this out as the Black Hammer universe expands with the unbelievable teens. This is going to be brought to us by Dark Horse Comics. More information found at comicswatch.com right now. Here's a TikTok. We've never seen if we can play TikTok in this show. We cannot. We can always open it. All right, so don't put down Marvel or DC to elevate yourself. There's become this thing, and I was raised up in indie comics with the double I, and I'll put myself on the screen for this, the double I indie, which really means about me. It's I. That's why I don't do the double I indie anymore, and I made my own acronym for indie and what it means. That's why it was on that the Rise Up thing we showed before. We rise together. So here it goes, guys. Making fun of Marvel and DC doesn't make you cool. It won't make your books sell more. Down talking about your fellow creators just makes it that when you run into them, you're going to feel like an ass because you're going to realize that they're just as energetic as you. Do Marvel and DC make decisions? Of course they do. They're business. Every business has to make decisions. I'm sure some of them kick themselves in their own butt for the decisions they have to make, but it's the reality of the situation in any market, in any industry. Things have to be the way they are. So there is no doing anything else except accepting that sometimes these businesses have to do things because of their corporate owners. That aside, it doesn't mean you get to rip them down. Please don't listen to people that tell you I haven't read a comic book in 20 years for two reasons. First off, they think 20 years ago is 1980. Second, it means they don't know anything about what's going on in comics right now. 20 years ago in comics was 2000s. I did not like a lot of what was coming out in 2000s. If they were to tell me I don't like anything from 2000, I would kind of agree with them. Thought 2000 was a little weird. It got good for the middle of the early 2000 to 2010. There was some interesting stuff that happened, but right around 2000, it was kind of a weird time. And then creatively, it lit fire with comics. And then, I had some trouble with a few years, but here's the difference. I've read a new comic every year. I've kept up on comics every year. Listen to the people reading comics about how comics are, not people who tell you how horrible they are when they're not reading them. Just a little bit of friendly advice. And don't tear down, especially if you're a creator, don't tear down other creators to make yourself rise up. That's what we're talking about. Here's something that I thought was really ingenious, okay? Marvel makeup for women. This is a great way to have women look at these colors and these, whatever they are. I don't really know makeup well enough to tell you what it is. Although I did do makeup for CVS for a while in my life. I could tell you that that's an eyeliner. I think that's a blush over there. And lip gloss. So that all this stuff could get women into comics because they'll be like, well, what are these characters based on? I know the movies. It's a great door and a way forward. All right, so this is another one of my TikTok. If you don't notice, I'm on TikTok now under Mr. Anderson, by the way. Find me and subscribe today as I'm trying to spend 1 minute to explain a topic. It's not as easy as it sounds. It says, I am a comic book creator, not a vendor. What does that mean? Find me on TikTok to get what I was trying to say. Or hopefully, excuse me. Hopefully you'll understand what I'm saying because it's my job to get you to understand it. July will be hot. Cool down with Stanley. That's right. Stanley's in Previews World. Use code MAY211690 to get your copy of this friendly snowman for July, because Christmas is in July. I think we should have Halloween in March. Just saying. The collective had Himark Tak, and he was on the collective. Of course, he does Redshift from Scout, so definitely one of those books that we've been hearing a lot about. So check that out today. Nightwolf Kickstarter starts in 12 hours, May 19th. Obviously, Rob, you have not told me the Kickstarter has started. I have not seen anything. We'll get it on Backer Pulse because Rob's a friend and I'll reach out. And he does amazing stuff. And how could I not want that on Backer Pulse? So check it out this Wednesday. We're going to try to get Rob to be on the show again. I love when Rob hangs out with me. Speaking of someone I love hanging out with, it's Deadpool. Of course, I don't mean figuratively. I mean figuratively, not in reality. I love hanging out with him in his comic books, and they're announcing that we're getting a new 30th anniversary black, white, and blood Marvel comic from Deadpool. I'm pretty excited about this. I like Deadpool comics. I've known Deadpool. I have Deadpool's first appearance. I have his origin. I have a lot of it. I loved his time with Cable. So J.D. Calderon had his indie. So I keep trying to help JD with his spelling. He keeps spelling indie wrong. At least he doesn't use the double I's, but he spells it this way. And I keep telling him no one's going to want to tune in to hear about cars racing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a market. He talked to JD Rosario, Damon Walburn, Kenny Etikin, and others. This was over on January 17th. I don't know why he used that for this, but it's on Sunday nights. If you got time on Sunday nights, check it out. I was pretty blown away by this idea here. Not only is this a flip book with Divinity #2, award-winning Divinity. She won the award this year from us over at the awards that we do, the Independent Creator Awards, but Steam Patriots. So what if steampunk started in America and it went back to England? What if it started in the Revolutionary War? Oh, yeah, they went there. This is on Kickstarter right now and brought to you by Silverline Comics. This is from the Comic Book Advocates. This looks so scary and sad. We're going to open it up so we can get a little more context for what we're looking at. So here it is. This is from Dismay Comics. We've all done the potty dance in our lives. This is from Tolls the Bells. It's a second anthology for a horror anthology in Comics Dismay Avenue, which will be out during the first half of the year. Episodes 38 and 39 of the Store Brand Comics podcast are out now too as well. You can find out more information about both of these by clicking the convenient links below. And speaking of things that are out and about right now, and we should actually move back to the newsroom after I finally get this little bit of information out here. Check this out. This is pretty awesome. We were talking about this on Backer Pause. Resilience. Creators against that horrible 2020 bug that went around that has a beer name. You can't even say a beer anymore, let alone the other ones. So, because they'll do something to your video. Oh, my. An anthology, an original anthology for charity. This is so awesome. You can find out more by going both to my site, Creators Written Sins, which, of course, is our legacy URL. We are now comicbookadvocates.com. The indieadvocates.com links no longer work. We gave them up because we've moved on from the double I in indie. So it's not about us. It's about everyone. So comics and globalcomics.com will also have more information, and they are what's behind this. So definitely check that out today. And here we go. We did the Marvel partnership, but that was another place that covered it, ems1.com. I thought that was cool. All right, Sebastian Bonet. First off, condolences to his family. They suffered a loss this week. His grandfather passed on. Nothing but condolences to you and yours, Sebastian. You're a great guy, and I was sorry to hear of your family's lost. He had a guest on it. I love being a guest on the show. And they recapped the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. So check out what they thought of WandaVision. Check this out. Comic book preview. The Sacred 6. This is brought to you by Dynamite Entertainment. I could just look at this cover for a long time, but you can find out more about it at flickeringmyth.com. All right, so Enter the Continuum standard cover from Russ Leach. So this was from 3 months ago. Here you go. Successfully funded. We could not be prouder of this. You can find the newest one over at our Continuum Comics. Sign up for the pre-scan today. Rick and Morty spinoff, The Vindicators, announced. That's right. Remember that thing where it was Vindicators 2 and we all were like, wait a minute. We all went to Google and we wanted to check out what Vindicators 1 was about. Oh, it was technically Vindicators 3. It was their third one, remember? And we're like, wait, how did we miss 1 and 2? Well, the joke is going to be even bigger now, as they are going to actually bring us the story of the Vindicators. We might even see what they've done. So I'm pretty excited about that. Cannot wait to see it. All right, so this is just a double up that happens sometimes. The Batman. The new look of the Riddler has fans flipping out. It's true. There were some images of the new Riddler, and he looked like he was someone who would hang out at a BDSM club with me. Some other people didn't find it at all entertaining. So check that out. Oh, by the way, that was from comicbook.com. And from our good friends over at Contraband Graphic Novels, they give us their favorite motorbike page from a key scene in the Contraband graphic novel. You can play the video right now by going to our site. Already 1,200 views. This was pretty cool. My Adventures with Superman, the animated series, has been announced and is coming to you from Warner Brothers. So that's brought to us by comicbook.com. Some great variant covers. This is from What Bumps in the Night. Since we're in the room, I can show you the cover right here. This is from Dustin, who's going to be with me. You're going to at Suncoast Comic Con next weekend. So we're going to talk about that as well. So there's some exciting stuff. We're getting there. We're almost at the forecast. Stay tuned. We'll break at 45 because for some reason, whenever you're watching the news, it's at 45 that they do the weather. So we'll do that too. With 10 minutes, you'll get the forecast for this week and a peek into the future. New animated series from Bruce Timm. I'm in. Bruce Timm, Batman. All you need now is Kevin Conroy. So this is going to be pretty cool. We're going to have to see what it's all about, but we're headed back to the animated world of Batman. Speaking of heading back, you got to head back to Kickstarter on June 1st as the Mighty Might returns. And this is from CB Zane, of course. Why Comic? Oh, by the way, that's brought to us by CB Zane himself. From the Comics Newswires and ScreenRant.com, we give you why comics accurate comic superhero costume make more sense in the newest MCU phase. And it's true. It would help if you guys could see that last picture fully. Sorry about that. There, let me make sure we saw. There's the animated series. This is the Mighty Might. I thought I had clicked off that. Let me put us back in our right weekended. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Why are comic book suits more accurate? It's a good article. Check it out at ScreenRant.com. Aaron Humphreys has given us more information about his, and we always have to open it up for Aaron, so here we go. Aaron Humphrey gives us Come Wander with the Godlings in this new webtoon and Never Get Lost. So he's got this webtoon going on for a long time. Check out what's going on by going to Webtoons and looking up Godlings. All right, so, and if you guys want to be part of the comic, the Continuum Presents Heroics, 17 followers so far. Now we're starting to really get motivated. I'm going to put it in my chat room, my chat for the video today. We're going to have it there. So make sure you subscribe today and keep up and be in the know of when we launch. I was a huge fan of this character growing up. This is Marvel's Darkhawk, and he is getting his own new comic book series this summer. I still have Darkhawk #1. I was sad when the tragic events happened, but now we've got a new Darkhawk, and he's getting his own comic book series finally, so I'm pretty excited about that. Stay tuned. And the Eternal's coming out. It's time to know about the first real appearance of Icarus, the Eternal, and I'm pretty sure I'm saying that one wrong, but hell, go to the YouTube now from our friend L.A. Nuam, and he's going to give you all the information you need to know. This I was excited about. There's an Injustice animated movie coming by DC. The video games themselves feel like an animated movie, but still, how cool is it to know that we're getting even more? Mike James says, I love the New Mutants, so I have the Deadpool beginning. Yeah, I loved it when they became X-Force. I really love that upgrade. This is brought us from Shelby Shep, and he is giving us information about what's coming from his project. Here it is. It's been a while since you've gotten a preview of Knox the Fox, this issue 1.2. It's coming to Tampa Bay Comic Con this summer. Oh my, I can't wait. I'll be at Tampa Bay too, so we're going to be hanging out this summer. Make sure you get tickets now and subscribe to the Continuum Presents Heroics. I'm just going to leave that up so every time we open something, it goes somewhere else. It goes right there so you remember. Legendary Comics announces a young graphic novel imprint. This is brought to us by CBR.com. Legendary's getting into comics. So I look forward to seeing what they're going to do. This is from Charles. He's got a Kickstarter. He's got Remour #1. It's going right now. He's got some great incentives for you guys to back. Check it out on Indiegogo. I'm sorry, it's Indiegogo today, and he's got a lot of information for you guys to sift through. Some interesting art. Reminds me of the 90s Batman, speaking of Batman. Check it out. Charles has done a great job. It's a good book. Check it out. More Rick and Morty news. Now you know why I was wearing a Rick and Morty shirt. Because it's been one of those days full of Rick and Morty news. Pretty exciting, right? Rick and Morty creator Trevor saves the universe to make Image Comics. What's that all mean? You're going to have to go to cbr.com to find out more. I know this is just doubling up. Here we go. 10 Marvel comics with healthy LGBT representation. So happy to hear that there are articles like this. We've come a long way in the comic book industry, but let's keep rising up. Let's keep changing the narrative, and let's make more people feel welcome in our industry. Sister of Mercy's not feeling welcome on that cover, but they got approved, and we're going to see what she's up to this June 1st, so stay tuned. If you're a Star Trek fan, this is pretty exciting. The Mirror War. That's right. If you've been paying attention to Discovery, you know the Mirrorverse is a real thing. But what's going on in it? Well, you're going to have to go to IDW Publishing for the upcoming year-long saga that they got going on. Pretty excited about this. And here we go. Mojo Risen is back for a second issue. They only have a couple days left. Check it out now. Check out that art. So get on it today. Eclipse gets greenlit for a full series run. That's right. You guys saw it in the pages of the Continuum. He's getting his own series. And it's coming out this year. And it's coming out under a new imprint. What's that imprint? Stay tuned. We'll talk about that more. Super excited to announce this news. Sam Johnson's back on Kickstarter with Geek Girl. We're going to have more information about that on next Wednesday. Tune in as he joins us live from England on Backer Pause at 8 p.m., usually 8:10 p.m. But at that day, because he's up so late, I'm going to make sure we start live at 8 p.m. on the dot Eastern Time. Tag Comics on a path to be the biggest African comic book company. Exciting news brought to us by Guardian NG. Check it out. We always like to hear success in other corners of the world. So we're excited to hear that. Here it goes. There's an animated theme song, and it has debuted. It is now on Kickstarter. Check it out today. This is Catch the Crazies. Aftershock Comics exclusive preview, Bunny Mask #1. Find out more at monkeysfightingrobots.co. Making progress or rolling on with Steamroller Man. That's right. Closing in on the first 100 pages. Oh my. This is the 80th page. That's 2 comic books. My man, why aren't you going to selling these as comic books? Matthew, we got to talk. Lorette Vallis gives us Sacrifice issue #1. This is cool. This is some good stuff. I really like the video for this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch back over and we're going to play a video from our friend. And you're going to see why I am excited about this project. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Laurent. I'm excited to be on Kickstarter for the first time, showing off my original comic, Sacrifice. Set in the modern age, Sacrifice follows a man named Damien Blackwell. When he was an infant, the satanic cult performed a ritual to tie his soul to Lucifer. Their goal was to sacrifice him and summon Lucifer, which would bring about an age of demons. As you saw in the intro, this ritual was interrupted by angels, but not before the soul bonding could be completed. Now, whenever Damien dies, Lucifer will be summoned, and the world as we know it will come to an end. The actual story of Sacrifice takes place 24 years after this ritual, and the common man has no idea that angels and demons are living among him. During this time frame, the demons and other dark forces have been working towards killing Damien. The angels, on the other hand, have been watching over Damien from a distance, but their primary goal has been finding a weapon strong enough to kill Lucifer.
And how does that end? You're going to have to check out the book back at today on Kickstarter. Cult of Dracula is in stores now. They sold out at Diamond Comics. What? Great news for them. If your local comic book shop runs out, reply to this thread. They'll get more directly from Source Point Press. This is Cult of Dracula. And congratulations to Richard Davis on selling out. Here's the flight plan for the next 36 months. What does that mean? Well, you're going to have to go over to ContinuumComics.com to find out all the crazy stuff we have planned. But don't worry, I'm going to let you in on a lot of it today. We back Sacrifice, and Trish will be drawn in as a student. That's awesome. He's a great creator. I've watched him grow. Laurent is a great guy, and I can't wait to see him in Tampa. Sean Keenan, 13th Labor. He's the story of a demigod seeking forgiveness for his past. And right now he's live at a show in Australia. We're going to talk about that in just seconds. And I just back read. Really did. I can't wait to get my copy. I'm excited about this. Check it out. What bumps in the night. And Cora's coming to Kickstarter. Or Indiegogo, I think. It's going to one of them. Indiegogo. So, and the first, let's see, Life of Cora is slowly getting delivered to the U.S. Feels good, man. Now, limited variants are available as well. A lot of stuff going on with Mike. We look forward to seeing more of what he's got coming out. Sam Johnson, Geek Girl, on Kickstarter right now with their trade paperback. And there was an article here, and for some reason, it just did not. I can't think of the word. It didn't generate like it's supposed to, but it's a couple of G's in the superheroes, Geek Girl and Guano Guy, crossover in a new Kickstarter. So check that out right now. So here we go. We already talked about that. We're going to get to our forecast right now. And then we're going to swing back and we're going to talk about some things because I want to give you guys some information about the expanded. All right, so let's switch gears and let's do our forecast for this weekend, people. So let's see. Do I have the forecast music? We actually have music for it, believe it or not. Let me see. Here we go. We'll switch over. Whoop. You're not in to know yet. You're getting close, but you're not there just yet. All right, so let's get you over to what you need to know this weekend. First, we'll put up our nope. Wrong one. All right, so we don't even have it in this room. This is what happens. I'll have to move the video into the other room, but here we go. Pack your bags. It's time to hit the Comic-Con highway and find out where this week's Comic-Cons, signings, and events are taking place, and even where to find your favorite creators and where they're going to be this weekend. This show is brought to you by Geek Insider. Get your geek card updated and stay in the geek and know by joining and subscribing to Geek Insider today. ComicBookAdvocates.com, where the love of comics comes first. And ConventionScene.com, where you can see up to an entire year of conventions and make your plans well in advance. Thank you for joining us today for the forecast. We're going to tell you where you should be heading and what is going on this weekend on the ComiX Con Forecast. All right, buckle up. Let's get to it, kids. Here's our map. Let's go through it. There we go. You see we have something in Pennsylvania, Three Rivers Comic-Con happening the 22nd and the 23rd, Saturday and Sunday. I don't know anyone who's going to be there. I just know it's happening. I've been there. It's a good show. Wanted to show them some love. No creator told me about it. Just showing love to Three Rivers. And this is a harder year. Everyone's catching up. A lot of these earlier shows especially didn't have a lot of running room to get things really out there. So credit to them for pulling off in short notice and being able to go live. Supernova, Sean Keenan, Antonios Christoph, going to be there all weekend, already going on right now. Pensacola has begun at this point. I believe they went live at noon. There you go. Tom is going to be there. Our friend Andrea Molinari is going to be there. Look at that cool new Scout cover, of course. Shepard. I don't know if it's a Scout cover. I just know it's a cool cosplay image of him. I hope he makes it a cover. Of course, creator of the Shepard, works for Scout Comics, part of Black Caravan with the Shepard, and is part of Scoot through creation and editing. So a lot going on. We're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive right now. That's what we do on this show. We're going to take just a few minutes to get you in the know of everything that's going on. So Supernova, that's happening in Australia. Melbourne, to be exact, at the Showgrounds. That's already started now. Does it say it ends Saturday? Oh, so it's Friday and Saturday. It does not go 3 days. So, but in America, I think the first 3 day show in Florida is happening, and there's our friend Antonios, and I can't play the video or I would. Oh, TikTok, you have failed us. Well, let's see. Maybe we can do a quick watch now. Nope, it didn't work. Womp, womp, womp. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe if we do this, it'll take us to watch it. Yep, there we go. There we go.
So be Supernova at Table 177 all this weekend from 10 to 6. Look forward to seeing you there. Bye.
Table 177. That's what I want from you guys. When you're at shows from now on, I want to see a video. If you don't show a TikTok, it didn't happen. Table 99 will have our good friend Sean Keenan. He's going to be there. Here we go. Pensacon. That's happening in Pensacola, Florida. I was this close to going. I was going to be outside, but somehow emails got lost back and forth. So I didn't get to make it this time, but it will be on my radar for the future. Our friend Andrea Molinari is there with the Shepherd. So pretty excited about this. I know Tom through New York Comic Con meetups that we've been doing. He's a great guy. Had a lot of conversations with him over the last year. Definitely check him out. He's got some great stuff going on here. Ask him about Time and Vine. Cool little story. And Three Rivers Comic Con. That's happening up in Pennsylvania. So, and they're all outside. The weather, by the way, for this weekend is going to be cloudy for the weekend with highs in the upper 80s and lows in the upper 60s. So it's going to be comfortable. Looks like they're going to get away with no rain. The clouds will help because they're outside. Hopefully it's not too windy. Didn't hear anything about windiness, so I wish them all well, and I hope it's a great event. They're calling it, by the way, Three Rivers Light because they can't be indoors. But still, credit to them for that spirit of not giving up. Next weekend, Suncoast Comic Con's going down. Dustin's going to be there. C's got a cool cover. May 29th through the 30th. Super excited about this. Bradenton area. This would be when we had MegaCon in Florida. So they're actually stepping into where MegaCon used to be. I'll be there. Look at my brand new business card. You guys are getting the first look at this. QRC codes are back, baby. Can't wait. Dustin's going to be there, of course, back his Greed project today. And then when you see him next week on Sunday, tell him you backed it. By the way, Bradenton, Florida, if you don't know, is just under and to the center of Tampa and Orlando. It's close to both of them. It's about 90 minutes, or no, I'd say about 2 hours from Miami. So it's like very central Florida, believe it or not. And Continuum Comics will be there, and so will Mike Seeley. That's right, my man's going to be there. He's going to be hanging out with me. We're going to be selling some Continuums. And always tell us where you're going to be so we can feature you. Tom gives us a great breakdown of all the shows that are happening. Let's see what Tom says this week. Pensacon he's got this week. Suncoast next week. Then he's got FunCon and then an Infinity Comic Tallahassee. I might be going to this one, the Infinity Con. I'm trying to arrange it. We'll see. Fingers crossed I can get out there because I want to do more shows. And then events archive from FloridaComics.com. And then in May, we have this, Sean Keenan. Here we go, me and Mike. There will be adding to June, July. I will not be attending GalaxyCon. I wanted to talk about this before I pulled it out. It was a hard decision to make, but I've chosen to do Tampa instead. So I'll be at Tampa Bay Comic Con that weekend. I've committed to doing 4 panels, believe it or not. There you go, Tampa Bay. And I will be there doing panels. So MegaCon, can't wait to get there. Whew, got a lot going on, guys. Central Florida Comic Con's also happening in June, so stay tuned for that. And we will be at MegaCon. We're also trying to get some other creators to come in and do some signings from the Continuum. I'm trying to get into New York Comic Con. Oh, man, do I want to go home. And San Diego will be happening in November. We're going to switch over to, we checked this out during the forecast. We check out conventionscene.com, and it's been a minute, so I actually can't find. See, I should have had that. This is a bad anchor, not having, well, actually producer. This is my role as the producer. I'm not finding it in my notes. Hold on. While I'm figuring out my life. Hold on. I think I might have just gotten it. Nope. All right. So I'm going to play you guys a video. Excuse us while we experience technical difficulties and entertain you with... Oh, here we go. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics. Subscribe to comicbookadvocates.com, the site that puts the love of comics first. And make sure that you're being an example of awesomeness by sharing things from people. You know, sharing is caring. There's a reason they say that. Make sure you subscribe today. And here we go. This is upcoming events. You see Pensacola, Suncoast, Tallahassee, Lake Collecticon. That same weekend. It's the 11th annual one. And these are all going to be filling up fast now. There's Central Florida Comic Con. And you see, every week we're going to be checking this. There's going to be more. MetroCon is now back. Bold Machasui, that's new. That wasn't even being talked about. Omni Fandom is back. MegaCon. So let's see how the fall is looking. There we go. Or Fanboy Orlando. I never heard back from them. I got to see. Maybe they're sold out. UltraCon of South Florida. Ocala Comic Con. That's going to be September now. Florida SuperCon is going to be September. Ancient City is back in September. Daytona's in September now. It used to be in October, moved to September. Or it used to be in November, actually. So everyone's trying to figure it out. StarCon. I'm actually debating going to StarCon, by the way, so I might be at StarCon. WasabiCon and Phantasm, and we're going to check out the rest of that stuff later. So we're running a little late on time. Give me 1 second. I'll get us there, I promise. Here we go. All right, so we'll do the next 2 weeks. So we have a Lake Como Con in Italy. That's pretty cool. Puerto Rico's and again, grain of salt with these guys. I think they're up and running, but it doesn't always mean they are. Let's see, the Big Apple Brooklyn edition. Just hearing about this now. We'll see. Oh, wow. Let's see. Okay, so they'll be back the 25th and 26th. So I'm going to assume there's nothing going on this weekend. They have a special event on the 24th. And again, it's going to be hard this year to get you all the most accurate information we can. We know Supernova is going on. We know from reports Three Rivers is going on. We know Pensacon is going on. There's an online event for Comic Art live this weekend. Nashville Comic Con is going on. I believe Greg has said he was going to be trying to do this one, but they wound up postponing it. So, yeah, Nashville did not wind up happening this year. So, if you guys were planning and thinking about it, just so you know, it's not. The Fire Station is going to have the show-off webpage. Looks like it is going on, so that's going to be next weekend on Sunday. What else do we have? Let's see. Philadelphia Comic-Con on Albany, Niagara Falls. We'll check these real quick and then send us back to the news. So June 3rd through the 5th, they're going on at Niagara Falls Comic-Con. Albany Comic-Con has been pushed to October. So like I said, it's going to be a difficult year to navigate. I can't wait till we're past this all, but for now, we're going to be dealing with it. This looks like it will be going on. It's going to be happening June 6th, Sunday. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, you're going to get another show because Philadelphia is close to Pittsburgh. So, all right, guys. One last look at our forecast model, and then we're going to wrap up the news because we're hitting our 1 hour mark. We're going to go a little over because we had to talk about some future changes. We'll use 5 or 10 minutes extra to get us through the rest of the news of the day. But before we go, let's go to our map one last time. Here we go. Three Rivers is happening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Supernova is happening in Albany with Sean Keenan and Antonios Christoph. Pensacon is happening with Tom Zeller and Andrea Lorenzo Molinari. They're going to be there 3 days, first 3 days show in Florida that we've had. So we are back to 3 days. Can't wait for 4 days to show up. Pretty excited about the return of conventions. With that said, here we go. Continuum Comics expands. We're going to have Playtime Comics, which will be a gateway. Here, I'll blow it up so you guys can see it. A gateway to inspire reading in children and a key to unlocking their imaginations. We're going to be launching some of these. Some of these will be launching in 2022 to 2023. Heroics Comics will be launched using Eclipse just later this summer. Exploration of classic heroics through modern tales told by diverse creators. Comics Unleashed. I'm going to give everyone watching the news. Comics Unleashed. It sounds like a comic book I've had already, right? That's right. Barbara Unleashed is going to Comics Unleashed. That is being worked on actively now. When we sell out all, my goal is to now sell out all of my Barbara Unleashed this year, and next year release them with as a trade possibly of Barbara's work, and a new issue has begun the process of being made. So that's exciting news. That Comics Unleashed is a beginning. It will have creations that come to misbehave and push boundaries. So I can't wait to give you more information about that as it unfolds. And Written Sins, despite starting off as an advocating site for comic book creators, has finally leaned into what everyone has made it sound like it is, a horror imprint. So we will put horrific and dark tales into the Written Sins brand, finally letting it live up to what everyone's always assumed it is. If you notice the different Continuum logos with different colors, you'll know that they're different rating systems. The rating system on the X over here means that's all ages. The yellow means it's teens and above. Red is for an adult audience. That is Continuum trying to also help parents navigate what's good for their children to be reading. Stay tuned for more information, as Continuum is bridging universes together. We're the melting pot of indie comics, and where creators unite to entertain fan and rise together through creation. All right, a little bit of news left for you guys today. We have the forecast. Oh, that's it. We're done. No more news. We got to the very end of it. Thank you for joining us. I'll put myself on screen. It's been a pleasure bringing you guys the news. Oh man, this is it's been a weird year. I'll say that. Like a year ago, we didn't know what was going to happen. We're finally opening up. Things are looking so much better than they were. I can't wait to get out to meet you all. We're going to go back to Thursdays, and we used to do a Thursday news show. This is nothing new. We used to do it at the old time, I think, was 8 o'clock. Before everything went crazy, this is back to 2019. Occasionally, I wouldn't be able to do it, and I would have Chuck do it. But it being at 9 o'clock, maybe I'll be able to do it. If I can't do it because of the show, we'll do a week ended, maybe on a Wednesday. Backer pauses on Wednesday. We'll figure it out. We're creative people. There are only a couple 4-day shows. I'm not really leaving Florida too much this year because it's that kind of year where you really don't know what you should or shouldn't be doing right now. We're trying to figure it out together. Florida's nice and open, so I know I'm going to be getting out there and meeting back with all of. I miss the fans. I miss the fans of comics, not my fans necessarily, just fans of comics in general. I can't wait to be back on the road with you. If you guys have a convention appearance, it's time to let us know. We'll be back we'll have a double night, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Wednesdays will be the backer pause, and Thursdays will now be at 9 p.m. weekended. I'm pretty excited what this will mean. It also leaves the weekend open for everyone to go to conventions. We might have interviews, like I said. So if we have interviews, we'll have less headlines because we'll want to make time for them. So make sure that you guys are checking out. And this is on you can find all this by going to the comicsnewswire.com. We've made it so simple for you. And you guys can see I'm scrolling really quickly to show you the different rooms that we have. And these newsrooms will help you. Weekended has the top headlines. So that anything in the Weekended room will get you all the information for what will be on this show. And if you see it on this show, it's in there. But there's also information to stay in the know. That's, again, educational. It's information that we think that will help you as a fan, as a creator, as someone who just wants to know the history or just what's going on in the comics industry. And these are specific things that affect the comic book market, comics market, and news about Hollywood stuff, like more geared towards entertainment wise, even legal stuff, like Kamal Hennessy had a great post, and I just realized we didn't have it, so I'm going to quickly go find it because we did not cover it, and it was about contracts, and contracts are so important. Let's get you to them. Here we go. Ooh, something new from Pat Murphy. He's got 5 hours left. Don't miss it on Kickstarter. This is Echoes of Triumph. Looks cool. Catch the Crazy Stuff. Funded in less than 8 hours. We must have missed a few things. So we were going to cover this. Evo Graven, the Era of Unicorns. There I am, looking stoned, apparently. Where is it? Here it is. Contracts. All right. So I've seen a lot of creators looking for talent for their comics, and a lot of freelancers, artists offering their services on Facebook this week. So it seems like a good time to share a post about the importance of contracts and a basic explanation of the comics contract. This is super important. If you're not following Gamal Hennessy, start following him. Go to the page for the business of comic book publishing. Such great information. And subscribe to the Creative Contract Consulting, and check out the amazing article that he has right here about contracts. Super informative. Definitely something you need to know. And we'll let this play on our way out. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the show for this week, and it's our last Friday. I'll be honest, I don't see us returning back to Fridays. I will return to Fridays maybe in the fall, especially if C can come back and be the anchor, if he can get a work schedule worked out. But if not, Thursdays will probably be our permanent home. We might do a Friday show. The interviews might be done on Tuesday, so stay tuned. But we're going to be heading back into prime time. We came to earlier hours strictly because of everything that was going on with everything, in 2020. It's time to go back to normal. And we're going to be returning to our night roots, and we'll see you all in the evenings going forward. So thank you for tuning in. This is, of course, week ended, and it's time to go out and enjoy your weekend. And now you're here we go. Now it's time. You're now in the know. So go out there and enjoy your week and have some fun. Check out some shows. We're out of here. We'll see you on Wednesday for Backer Pause at 8 p.m. with guest Sam Johnson, and who knows who else might stop by. We'll see you then, guys. All right, guys, go out there and enjoy yourselves. Back at Kickstarter. Go to Indiegogo. Take some time off and relax. Go to a convention. Go to a comic book store and enjoy your time off. We'll see you back here next week for more news coming off the Comics News Wire.